Hi there, myself Rakesh and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to specifically focus on the new technology, which is UiPath Agentic Automation. In this video, I am going to focus very specifically on letting you know what is an agentic automation means. How do you access UiPath Agentic Automation? How can you build UiPath agents from a very layman examples to complex examples? We would slowly progress through the video and build many use cases on agentic automation. This video is going to be very informative, so do not miss, watch till the end. Now, the very first thing we have to learn, what is agentic automation? So let's see. Agentic automation is a smart type of automation where robots don't just follow fixed rules. If you have developed any robots on UiPath, you define a rule where the bot should go, from where it should read the input files, what it should do with the data within the application. You set a certain rules which the robot has to follow. But a agentic automation doesn't have to follow the rules all the time. They can think, they can learn and adapt like a human assistant. Like AI, because it has AI driven, it can think like a human, it can take actions, it can take decisions. Instead of breaking when things change like a traditional bots. You all might have experience, if something goes wrong within the application, the selectors will break, the robot doesn't work. With agentic automation, these things can be avoided because the agentic automation can think just like a human being. If something has changed, it knows exactly how to act. They make decisions on the fly using AI. So this is what agentic automation means. So in short, if you have to remember what is an agentic automation, smarter, self-guided bots. Smarter and self-guided bots that reduce manual updates, adapt to change, and handle more complex work with less human babysitting. You don't have to keep on guiding, keep on adjusting the bot. It can self-adjust because it is using AI in the fly. AI is in the background. Now, let's see how to access UiPath Agentic Automation platform. For this, the very first step is you have to log into cloud.uipath.com. One word of caution, here I am using staging.uipath.com, but for you, it will be cloud.uipath.com. Once you have logged into your automation cloud, you have to click on this breadcrumb symbol and then scroll down onto the more section. Here you have something called agents. This is how you can access. Now some of you may not have this option. I'm going to let you know how you can get this. If you click on this agents, let me show you how the platform would look like. So now I have logged into UiPath agents, and here in the home page you have something called build your agents now. This is the first way you can access your agents. Let me tell you the second way. For the second way, you have to click on the breadcrumb symbol and then you have to scroll down. You should look for something called Studio Web. Studio Web, you might find it in the list. Just scroll down and check if you have Studio Web. I'm going to click on Studio Web. This is how your Studio Web would look like. In the Studio Web, you would have a create new button either in the middle of the screen if you are doing it for the very first time, or in the right hand side corner. In this one, if you click on this particular drop down, this would give you multiple options: agentic process, agent, RPA workflow, API workflow, app. Here I would be selecting something called agent. If I click on agent, this is another way to build your agents from Studio Web. By the way, in both the places, you are coming to the same window. For example, let me try to access the agents like we did previously. If I go here and click on build your agents now, This also would bring me to the studio. You see, I have logged into the studio and here I am building the agent. So it will bring you to the same place. In case you do not see the agent builder or the agents in your automation cloud, I would give you one of the link. Just type uipath.com/product /agent hyphen builder has joined now. This is the link. Just type it. And after that, you would be reaching it to this particular page. And here you have an option called try it now, contact us. Both the options are there. Just go to this option and check if you could get the agent builder. Check your emails. If you could, you have been approved for an access. Check all of that. This is one of the URL that I could find it for you. So are you excited to build your very first agent using the UiPath agent builder? This will be slightly in a funny way. We will start so that we know how the agent builder works. So let's see the example. We are going to create a smart receptionist agent that can greet people by name in different languages. Let's say I'm speaking Hindi, it should greet me Namaste, Rakesh. If you are speaking Telugu, it should greet you in Telugu language, Tamil language, any language in the world. Okay, we are going to build an receptionist agent, a smart receptionist agent. Using UiPath Agent Builder, it's a fun way to learn agentic automation. Your agent will say hello, how are you, in the person's language. So let's get started. This is a very funny example, but it'll give you a lot of concept on how to use the platform. Okay, what is the very first thing you should do? You should open UiPath Studio from the breadcrumb symbol or in the down menu. Once you have opened Studio, if you're coming onto Studio for the very first time, you see a create new button. Either here, if you have already built something, the button might be here on this side. Let me hit on create new. This will give you multiple options. Which option will you be selecting? The option that you would be selecting is agents. Click on agent. Okay, this is the agent. So this is how it should look, solution agent. Now the autopilot, if you have autopilot, the autopilot might prompt you this. Just tell me, I will build it for you. This is the easiest way. But as a developer, we have to learn how to build it on our own, isn't it? So let's click on start fresh. Now, when you do this, what happens? This is how your platform would look like. All right, this is how your platform looks like. Initially, if you're coming to this platform for the very first time, it might confuse you. Okay, what is system prompt? What is user prompt? What is tools, context, escalations? You see how to use this. What is the left side menu? What are these options? What are these options? Everything you'll get clarity. Just follow me. So what I said, we are building a receptionist. You might have used ChatGPT. There are many Copilot. There are many AI tools now. What is important for a ChatGPT or Copilot? Your prompt, what you type and what are you asking is important so that the AI can respond you back. It follows the similar concept. There is a AI and you are simply giving the prompt, okay, what you want the AI to do, right? And it might require certain user prompts. I'll show you what is this user prompt. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see how to use a system prompt window. So here in your natural language, you can type. You might type in a different way. I might type in a different way, but don't worry. AI is there to understand all our language. So let's type it. What is our goal? I want to build a receptionist, right? A smart receptionist. So I'm simply saying, you are a smart receptionist. Okay. And you speak all the languages of the world. So you can type in natural language, and my prompt and your prompt can be different. Don't worry, it'll work. Okay, if you have given him enough context, it'll work. Don't worry, you don't have to type exactly like me. You can type it in your own language. You speak okay, even I'm making some spelling mistakes, but that's okay. AI can still understand all the languages of the world. You need to prompt the user and ask him two things. Ask him what is his name and his language. Based on these two inputs, you need to greet the customer using their first name and ask how are you in their language. Okay, their language. Alright, so I've given some natural language how you use ChatGPT. Simply I have typed something. You can type differently. It doesn't have to follow me. Okay, you type it. You know the context, just type it in your own language. Then it is asking for user prompt. So you need two values. What is that? The name of the person and his choice of language, what he speaks. So here I will say I'll put user prompt. That means it will prompt. Okay, you give me two values, then I'll give you the output. So I'll say what is your name? What is your name? Okay, I'm asking. And when this question is asked, I would like to keep it in a kind of a variable. So in agent builder, to create variables, you'll use two curly braces. And here I will say uh, customer name, okay, and close the with two curly braces. Pretty simple. This is how you create the variables. Okay. Next, I'll ask, what is your language? Okay. Question mark. You can put any whatever prompts you want. Okay. And here colon, and I'm using two curly braces, and I'm saying language. Okay. Done. So I've created two different prompts. Now, these two variables will not work just like that just because you defined it here. What you have to do, on the left hand side, there is something called a data manager, open data manager. Just click on this data manager. If you click on this small icon, you have input and output. What you do, click on the input and you click on add property. So what is the first property or the variable you have created? Customer name. So here it is called properties. Okay. So here I'll click on this edit button, copy paste. Should not use the curly braces, just the variable name, and click OK. Now to change the variable type, there is something called TT. You see a small icon is there. Click on that and select what type it should be. Is it a string? Is it a number? Is it a integer? Whatever it is, right? Here for us it's a string. Customer name is a string. The moment you do this, it will appear in green color. Okay. Now next thing, let's do it for the language. So let's copy the language. Okay. And here you can also write some description. Okay. To ask customer name, what is that variable or the data type is used for. Click on add property. Let's create for quickly for the language. Done. And then here also, right, to ask the preferred language. Okay, you can put a bit of description so you understand why you are using these two variables. The moment you do created two variables, you check the type, it's a string type. It has all turned into green. So that means it's all good. Okay, so right now you have learned. Now let's go back to the first window, Project Explorer. This is how the Project Explorer would look. There are many such options, don't worry at the moment. Now we have built it, our very first agent, and we can improvise it. How would you improvise? By testing it. So let's hit on test on cloud. If there's any mistake, we will anyways correct it. Now the very first thing is asking, okay, I will run it. How will you give me these two inputs, customer name and language? Okay, one thing I'll show you. Let me close this. Go to the data manager once again, and here you have something called required. This is required, so you can put a check mark. This is also required, you can put a check mark. Okay, so both are required. That also you can do. Now hit on test on cloud. We want to test it. Now you see customer name, the field is required, so it has become red. You have to provide it. Okay, let me provide Rakesh. What language you speak? Let's say I'm going to say I speak Hindi as a language, and I'm going to hit on save and test it. On the right hand side, you see there is a small set of icons, and this icon is enabled. output panel. Okay, this is the output panel. So something is going on. Let's wait. Provisioning the solution. Now the execution has started. It is using the LLM GPT LLM, and then you see you got the output. You see the output. Namaste Rakesh, aap kaise hain? It has written. Now same thing. Let's say I will give another prompt now. Let me run it, and I'll give some other name. I'll say Naresh, and the language that he speaks, let's say Telugu, and I'm going to return save and test. Now let's see what happens. Okay, running. The agent is running here. The status is it is success. Now it has Naresh and it has written something which I don't understand the language. So what I will do, I'll ask the AI, when you are typing the output, type it always in the English language. The letter should be in English language. Okay. So here I'll simply improvise the prompt while showing the output. Please type it in the English letters while maintaining the customer preferred language. Okay, now let's see what happens. I'm going to run the bot again. I'll keep the prompts as is and do a test. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it's running. It's using the GPT model. Okay, let's see. Still running. Okay, you can see it said Namaskaram Naresh Garu Meeru Ella Unnaru. I think that is the right way the AI has written. So like that you can test with various languages and try it out. So anyone who completed this first exercise, please do ping in the comment section and let me know which language you have tried and how was the response of your first agent that you have built using the UiPath Studio Agent Builder. After you have built your very first automation on the agent builder, the next thing what we are need to understand is the next section called tools. So what are these tools mean to you? How to use these tools in the agent builder? So let's understand in simple words, what are these tools? Think tools as the hands and eyes of your smart agent. You have built an agent. So tools are the hands and eyes. Meaning what? Without tools, your agent is just smart but helpless. It cannot, it can think, but it cannot act. So tools gives the agent an option to act. Very important word. Now let's understand what can be done using the tools. You can access business applications. So you have an agent who needs to access Salesforce. You have an agent who needs to access ServiceNow. So that happens through tools. Run other automations of workflow. Once your agent has identified few things, you want an automation to run after that. So you need the tool section to be used. Next is search the internet for live info. Let's say your agent is supposed to check the stock infos, weather infos. So you need to access to the internet. So you need a tool. You have to provide the agent access. Use web pages to extract specific info like product prices, supplier. You want to access certain data from a web page. So you have to give certain tools to the agent through which it can access and extract the data. Trigger other agents and processes. You can through agent you can tell, hey, agent decided right now the right process to run after this based on the condition is the process number 1 or the automation number 1. Based on the second run, as per this condition it should run the process number 2 or the automation number 2. So the agent can access the automations that you have already built. So it's a combination of agent and your old or your automations that you have built through the studio. So it's a combination. It can trigger certain events. Based on certain event, it want to run certain process. So all these things can be done by tools. Now what you do, I am in the UiPath agent builder. In this one, here you have the third section. Right now we have used system prompt, we have used user prompt. Now the next thing is tools. So to tools, you just have a button here called add tools. Click on this button, add tools. Now take some time to understand this particular window. So the very first tab what I see now is called automations. All the automations that I have in my orchestrator is populating here where I have access to. So everything has populated here. So this is the automation section. Next, agents. If I had built any agents, that would get listed here. An agent can also use another agent. That is also possible based on the need. Then you have something called activities. Okay, you want to give the agent access to ServiceNow. You can do this. You want to give your agent access to Salesforce. You can do this. Then API workflows. This is a new thing. This is in preview, but these three things you should find. Okay, automations, agents, and activities. So let's see how to use it. So to keep it simple, in our previous demo, what we have done, we have given a simple prompt saying ask the user the name and ask his language, and based on the language you say hello Rakesh namaste. Based on the language, preferred language, it will write a greeting. Now what I want to do, I wanted to pass this info to an automation. This is not specifically a proper use case, but it will help you to understand how the platform works. Once your concept is clear, then you can build strong automations or the right use cases. So let's see how this tool functions. Let's first understand that. So we have to have a very basic example to understand the functionality. So what we should do before we using the tool, I'll open Studio. Okay, and let's go to home and create a process. Okay, this process I will name it as let's say automation for agent receptionist. Okay, I'm building an automation for the agent receptionist. Now there's an automation. Exactly, it's not built for that agent, but again, there is some automation where you like to use it with a basic example. So I created a name called automation for agent receptionist. And here, what I want to do, I would, okay, let's, you can put a description. I will leave everything as is and I'm going to hit on create. All right, let the process get created. All right, it got created. Now the very first thing what I will do, I'll simply click on this box and I will go with a very basic example. I'll use a message box. Okay. Now I'll go to the variable panel, click on the data manager. Here I am going to create an argument. Okay. The argument I will name it as UiPath underscore um, agent input. Okay, agent input. So this is my argument. I'll just simply copy this. It's an in argument string, so it will take some input from the agent. So I've created UiPath underscore agent input. Now whatever the agent is showing the output, I want to print that through this automation just to understand how they work together. Okay, this is not a proper use case as I said, but it's very important. It will give you an idea of how it works. So what I will do here, I will simply say UiPath agent input. I am using this variable, this argument, and I'm going to save this. Now, once you're done with your automation, I'm going to publish this automation to orchestrator. So I'm going to hit on this publish, and I'm going to hit on next. I'm going to click on this drop down, and here I'm going to select orchestrator tenant process feed, and I'm going to hit on publish. Okay, this is published. Let's go back to orchestrator. Okay, so let me open orchestrator, click on this, click on orchestrator. All right, so here let me click on to my folder where the automation I have published. Let's go to tenant. automation, sorry, folder automations. Here I am going to click on add process. Let's create a process for the package which I have published just now. Agentic automation input feedbot automation for agent receptionist, right? This one, okay. And so the package is fine, and there is a input argument which would accept data from the agent. I'm going to hit on next. I'm going to hit on next. Display name, I would leave it as it. If you don't fill it, it will just take the name whatever you have given for the process, and I'm going to hit on create. Now if I close this, you see a process called automation dot for agent receptionist has appeared. Now once your process is ready, let's go back to the agent builder. Okay, now in this agent builder, what I will do, I'll click on this tools, add tools, and let's see. Yeah, you see the automation just you have published in the orchestrator has appeared here. All I'm going to do, automation for agent receptionist, I'm going to select it because that is the automation I want to use it. Now once you have used it, why it is appearing blank process? Because you have not written anything. Okay, so this is a test to pass agents input to RPA automation. I'm writing something. Okay, fine. Now how would you pass the value? So all you need to do is simply use the system prompt. So in the system prompt, I'm going to write, I'm going to simply hit enter, and I'm going to write few more instructions. So I will say you need to pass the output of the execution execution to the automation process named. So natural language, whichever way you want to type, you can type it. Okay, don't just have to follow how I am typing. You can type in your own way. And I'm going to give this name. Okay, what is the name of this? This is the automation name. I'm going to go up, and in the prompt I'm going to simply define the name. So I'm saying you have to pass it. Okay, and then I'm going to say uh, name this one to a input argument variable used in the automation colon, and I'll provide the, let me go back to the studio. It's not necessary, but yeah, it's good to pass it like this. So if you have multiple variables, you have to tell which output should go where. So here I'm simply having one argument, so I'll copy this argument name used in the automation called UiPath agent input. Okay, UiPath agent input to a input argument variable used in the automation colon, and I'm going to it's not happening. It's in the automation colon, let me type it, UiPath underscore what I've written, agent input, UiPath underscore agent input. So what would happen, because I have written this prompt now, whatever output it was showing, right? So this output, whatever it was appearing, that output should pass to the UiPath automation of agent receptionist, and it has a variable, it should print. So finally we just kept a message box where it should print the output. So let's see, I've written the prompt. Now let's run this. So now I'm giving access to this one to something. So I have Rakesh and I'm saying language Hindi. Okay, fine, save and test. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's running. Let it run. So you see, now if you see, I had a message box. So it said Namaste Rakesh, aap kaise hain? So it has actually passed the output from the agent builder to the process which is running there in the orchestrator which we have built, and is passing the output. You see the output now nicely appeared on the screen. So now you could understand how it works. All you have to do, you have to use the system prompt and prompt the agent what to be done. So I have prompted the agent saying, hey, in this automation, you have a variable input argument called UiPath. So pass it to there. So it automatically done it. You don't have to write any code, nothing. it automatically understood and automatically did the job for you. The next thing we have to understand in the agent builder after tools is context. How would you use this? What is this context is all about? Let's understand. So, what are context? A context give your agent knowledge about your business. You may have lot of policy documents, you may have lot of SOP documents where the agent can refer and exactly reply as per the company policy or the document. Okay, it will not give you a generic reply. So that is all about context. They help it understand your company specific data like policies, FAQs, product infos, etc. So it can give accurate answers. That is the important fact. Context, you are giving a context, right? For example, if I tell you, hey, let's meet in the next time. When I say next time, when is that next time? I didn't tell you. When I tell you, okay, the next event is on August so and so date, and let's meet. That means I'm giving you a context when and why we should meet. What was the context, right? If I give you, let's meet for a dinner, but when, why? Okay, so you can say, okay, let's say my brother's birthday is there on next month. Let's meet for a dinner. So you're giving a context. Similarly, for the agent, you are giving a context. In context, there is another thing called index you'll hear. There are so many technical jargons are coming. Index. So what this index means, just remember in a simple way, an index is like a smart searchable notebook filled with your business data. Let's say I'm giving you a Word document. I'm giving a notepad where I have written some data, right? So the agent would refer to that document. Context is a overall ground, okay, I'll give you a context, but to understand the context you have to refer to this document, right? So that is called index. You're referring it, okay, you refer to this slide, a PPT, you refer to one Word document. So when I say a specific area where you have to go and look for the data, that is called an index. In simple layman's way of understanding what is an index. Okay. So both the things we have understood, context and index. Let's see it practically how it really works. You will understand it clearly once you see an example. Now, before you start dealing with the context, I would advise you open orchestrate. I'll tell you what is the exact process of creating a context. Okay, how would you create an index and everything I'm going to show you now. First of all, let's open orchestrator. Now, once you have opened orchestrator, go to tenant and then go to a folder, whichever folder you want. So I'll go to one of the folder called students, and that I've simply named it. Okay, so I'm going to another folder. I'm going to click on storage buckets. In the storage bucket, I'm going to click on add storage bucket, create a new storage bucket. So this storage bucket is where I'll keep my files, my documents. Okay, so let me name it storage bucket. I'll say SB underscore. This is for what? For the agent receptionist. You can provide a description for the use of agent receptionist. Okay, that's all. You have to simply create. I'm using the UiPath orchestrator storage bucket, and then I'm going to hit on add. Nothing to do here. Simply create a storage bucket. After you have created, the next thing will go inside the storage bucket. So I have to supply some document, right? How it will read it? You have to provide certain documents you have to upload here in the storage bucket for the bot to refer. So what I've done, I've simply created a notepad. Okay, if you look at this notepad, what I've written, Rakesh. So when the agent would find someone called Rakesh, that time it should reply in a different way. It will not follow the generic answers. It will follow a different method. What is it? It will say, it will write a very longer sentence for Rakesh. Hello Rakesh, a warm welcome to you. We are honored to have you as a special guest. Our team is all set to make sure your experience at the event is exceptional. So this is the message I want the bot receptionist to show it to the user when it is Rakesh. You can make it more unique, but yeah, for understanding purpose, I've kept it simple. Okay. Now there is also another person called Deepak. If the agent encounters a username called Deepak, that time it should write another kind of a customized message. Hello, Deepak. A heartfelt welcome to you. We are thrilled to have you as our special guest, and our team is also set to make your time and event truly memorable. So, different customized messages I've kept. So, this is the context where the agent has to look for. So, this is the file. This file I have saved it on my desktop. Okay, you can keep it anywhere. So, now what I will do, I'll go back to the storage bucket, and in the storage bucket, I'm going to click on upload file and click on browse for that file, and I'm going to hit on open. Okay, let me see if I've saved the file or not. Okay, file save. Okay, saved. Now let's upload again. Upload, browse, look for that file in the desktop, and I'm going to paste it, upload. So what is happening now? The txt file, or it could be a Word document, it could be a PPT, it could be anything, right? So based on the document type that the storage bucket can accept, you have uploaded the document into the storage bucket. This should be your very first job before you utilizing the context in the agent builder. So you have supplied the document. After you have supplied the document, what you should do, you should go to agent builder. Okay, in the studio you have to go. Now once you go to the studio, what you will do, you'll go to the context and click on add context here. So you need to click on add context. Once you hit on add context, okay, you can create a new index. For you it will be blank, so hit on create new if you're doing it for the first time. Okay, this is how it will appear. You provide a name. So I'll always give the name called index underscore agent receptionist. Okay, and here I would be having the selecting the option called basic. Advanced is required if you are having images, something videos and like that content. Advanced is fine. For now, basic. Let's go with the basic one. You can given uh, description index is for the agent receptionist to follow the document. Sorry, something I did. Okay, I'll type it receptionist to follow the company document, something like that. Now here, okay, where is your file here? It is asking, it is there in the storage bucket. Which storage bucket it is there? So you have to select, it is there in the students, orchestrator folder student, and the name of the storage bucket is storage bucket agent receptionist. So I'm telling, now in that storage bucket, there could be multiple different kinds of file. PDF, CSV, JSON, Docs, XLX. Okay, PPT is not one of them. Yeah, PDF you have. So now I have to select the file type. So I'm saying TXT, or sometimes you can say all if all the relevant documents are kept there. And I'm going to hit on save. Now, particularly, it's not asking for the name of the file because the storage bucket is clearly created only for this purpose, right? You should have the relevant files only in the storage bucket, not all kinds of files. Only the relevant files for the agent, you should keep it there. So I've selected txt at the moment and I'm going to hit on save. Now by doing this, what happened? Index got created. What is the name of the index? Index agent receptionist. Now this will be in a queue or in progress state. You have to wait for it to become success. Okay. So it's in queued. Now wait for a few minutes for it to become success. Okay. After refreshing for some time, you see I got this marked as successful. That means the index is created. Index means it can tell the bot where to go and where to look for the file. So the index is created. Once it is created, you go back to the agent builder. Now here again hit on add context, and then you would see that index that you have created. So here the index that you have created is index underscore agent receptionist. So you select this particular index. So here it is saying solution folder students. So here I am going to select the students. All right. So now here the index has been tagged. Now after you have tagged the index, is my job is done? No, I have to provide instruction to the agent. Correct. So I'll write in a simple natural language, hey, you have to follow the context ground whenever you find a name written in the context. Okay. So what I will do here, I will say before running the before you run this automation, okay, before you run the automation from automation, you need to first check the index named. I'll give also tell him which index to check for. So here I'll just simply copy this index name. Okay, copy, and then I'll go here and I'm going to pass this in double quote. Okay, double quote. If a name is found in the index, you should reply, you should um, copy the text from the index and pass it to the automation. Okay, so what would happen? I will pass it to the automation. The automation should show me a new output. So that's what I have given a context in this system prompt. I have written some instructions for the agent to follow. Now what I will do, I'll click on test on cloud. Here what I will do, I'll first put some other name. For example, let me put give me some name. Let's say Suhas. Okay, his preferred language is, let's say, English, and I'm going to hit on save and test. So what would happen now? It would give a generic prompt because Suhas name is not there in that context that we have created. Rakesh and Deepak, there are two people. So it should prompt me with a generic reply, whatever we have defined earlier. So let's wait for a few seconds. So if you see, the agent did not follow my instructions correctly. So that means I need to do a better prompt. The prompt is not up to the mark. Okay. So let's see what went wrong and let's make a bit of adjustment to the prompt. Before running the automation, before running the process. Okay, now it has come. Hello Suhas, how are you? So it got confused. Okay. So before running the process, automation for agent receptionist, you need to first check the index name, this one, and if a user name, if the user name is found in the uh, in the in the index, you need to reply as per the message typed in the um, uh, in the index. Okay, as per the message typed in the index. If not, you should reply as usual. Okay, let's see, I've changed the prompt and let's run it again. Let's see what happens this time. So as I've written, okay, 7. If not, you should reply as usual. So when you do this kind of experimentation, you exactly know how everything works in the platform. Once your concepts are clear, it will be easy. Then you can build. So you see, now it has worked properly. Hello Suhas, how are you? So it has given a normal reply. Now if I run it again, okay, let it complete. Still running. Okay, now it's completed. Now what we will do, we'll run test, and here I will give the name called Rakesh, and I would hit on save and test. Okay. So let's see, I should get a customized message now. You should not say simply how are you. You should write a customized message for me. Okay. So you see, it did not give me anything. So let me run it again. Okay, sometimes how you write a prompt matters to the agent. You have to keep improving your prompt if you do not get a desired output. Let's see. Now you see. Hello Rakesh, a warm welcome to you. We are honored to have you as as our special guest. Our team is all set to make sure your experience at the event is exceptional. Okay, so I got a message. Okay, good. Now it'll learn. Okay, it'll learn. First time it might give a different prompt, and then it can slowly learn from its own experience. Now it is successful. Let's do one thing. There was another name in the notepad called Deepak. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to say Deepak, and I'm going to hit on save and test. Let's see how it behaves now. So it's running. Let's wait. Oh, great. So you can see, hello Deepak, a heartfelt welcome to you. We are thrilled to have you as a special guest, and our team is all set to make your time at the event truly memorable. So it's again a customized message for the guest. You see how this is how so what we have actually learned here is how to use the context. How do you create an index? What kind of a document you can upload, and then how your agent can use the context and reply based on the context. So it will always refer to the context, and if something is found there, it is replying based on the context you have provided to the agent. Now one second, let's put some other name. Okay, let's say I'm going to put, let's say Vidya, and let's say I'm going to say Tamil, and I'm going to hit on save and test. So because Vidya's name is not there, the response should be different now. Okay, it's running. Here you can see the status running. Okay, it did not give any output for me. Okay. So it's saying running here, it is saying successfully, something wrong. Let me run it again. Save and test. Okay, the agent is running. Okay, let me refresh the page and try run it again. Let's do a test on cloud. Vidya, save and test. Okay, now it is using the LLM. Last time it was not appearing. Tools, LLM. Okay, you can see Vanakkam Vidya, Eppudi Irukinga. Okay, that's in Tamil. So you can see how the agent is smart now and it is acting as required. The next thing we have to understand in the agent builder is this one, escalation. How to use this escalation and what is the use of this escalation field given here in the agent builder page. So let's understand what is an escalation with respect to the agent builder. Sometimes your smart agent might get stuck or need human help. For example, a decision needs approval. You, you don't want the agent to directly act, rather a human to review and hit on approve. Something looks unusual, then it should be escalating. It's unsure what to do next. If the agent is unsure what to do next, then it will look for human help. So that's called escalation. This is called an escalation. It is like an agent saying, hey human, can you take a look and help me out here? So this is all about escalation. Escalations are shown in Action Center when a person can review, approve, or give input to the agent. So let's see how to use this escalation. For this, again, as I said, I'll be using the system prompt. In the system prompt, I have written some sentence. Let's read it and understand. Before running the process, automation for agent receptionist, before you run this process, the automation process, I'm saying you need to first check the index named index agent receptionist. Before you run it, you should first check the index I provided. That index is available in the context. index underscore agent receptionist. This is the name of the index. And if the username is found in the index receptionist, if his name is found in that context book or in the index book as their special guest, then you need to use the escalation one. At that time, you have to use the escalation one, which I'll be creating here now. Okay, it'll automatically, when you create an escalation, the very first escalation will have escalation underscore one, and you can change the name, but I've kept it as escalation one. So you have to use the escalation one. I'm saying whenever you find a special guest is there, let's the user input is Rakesh, and Rakesh is the special guest. So the moment you find such special guest names, use the escalation one. I'm instructing the agent, and send the message for special guest. Whatever the message is there in the index book, you send the special. If the in the variable content, what is this variable content? This is the output variable. If I click on the data manager, click on output, there is a variable called content. So I'm saying you send that value, whatever the value is there in the index book, I have written a special message. You send that to content and wait for human approval. So I'm instructing him. No writing codes, nothing. Simply I'm instructing. And you can write it in your own ways. If the human hits approve button, the human is hitting on approve button, then use the message from index. If not, reply as usual. If not means if it is rejecting, then reply as usual. Okay, so this is what if not, or else we can change it slightly, or else if it is rejected, if it is rejected, then send the message as usual. This is what I've written, a simple natural language instruction. Once you have written this, then go down to the escalations. Here in the escalations, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit on add escalations, and I'll provide a name to it. So if special guest name appears, then what it should do, what is the action? To take action, you click on it, and there is something called resource. Click on the resource. When you click on the resource, just wait for some time. Do not do anything that appears intermittently. Just wait for some time. What would happen? It is going to create an app. You see, it has created an app. I have created an app before. Let me delete that app. Okay. Yeah, so the app one, it will going to create it. So based on instruction, there are two things you said, approve or reject. So it automatically understood and created a schema for you. This is called a schema, action schema, what the bot's supposed to do. So approve and reject, these are the two words you have used. So hence there are two words. You can also create your own word in case the AI did not work. You can put your own words. These two words will be used as buttons in the application, where when the agent is going to escalate to a human, he will see these two buttons, whether to approve or reject. Then it will automatically find all the inputs. So customer name will be there, language will be there. So the human would review, right? Okay, he is the user, Rakesh again, he's a special guest, and all that. And then content. This content is what? The content is the output. So the agent would use the index book and then fetch the output and put it in the content before running the automation, right? So you simply put it in the content. And then output properties, there is no output properties required at the moment. So I'm going to simply hit on generate page. So what will happen is going to create an app for you automatically. You don't have to spend time in creating an app. It will automatically create an app for you. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, we are loading. Give it a few seconds. So you can see escalation app, and here it is saying greetings for customer. Here I would change this to something else. I would say greetings for special guest human review, something like that. Okay, I can put a, I'll save it. So what happens, this is how the on the title it has appeared, greeting for the special guest human review. So here it will have the custom name, it will have the language, it will show the content, what exactly the agent has decided the content to show. If you're happy with the message, you can hit on approve. If not, you can reject. So this is what you have created. After you have created this, For you, it will be appearing as app because I had another app called app. So that's why the name has appeared as app1. For you, it will be app. All right. So once you have done this, next what we will do, we'll hit on the definition. Nothing to do here. Go to definition and then here go to escalations. So here in the escalation, if you see there is a red mark. What you have to do, it is asking you, okay, who would get this notification? Who is the human user who's supposed to approve? So I'll put the name. So here in my tenant only, my name is there. So I'll just select the name and that's all done. Now you can hit on test on cloud. Okay, so let's see. So here I'm keeping the name Rakesh English and then I'm going to hit on save and test. Now it's provisioning resources. Okay, now the solution has started running. Okay, so because the input is Rakesh, what should happen here? It should create an action in the action center. Okay, so let's wait. So you can see there's a prompt has come, a new task has been created, execution has been suspended, and it's waiting for you to complete the task in the action center. So it's just following the instruction what I provided. Now what I will do, I'll go to the action center and here you can see a task is created. So here I am going to review this particular task. Okay, let it load. So here it is telling me as a human, I'll see, okay, the customer is Rakesh English and he's a special guest. Hello Rakesh, a warm welcome. So this is the message. Okay, so I'm happy with the message. And then I'm going to hit on approve. After reviewing it, I'm going to hit on approve. Okay, so I'm going to say complete. Okay, now once the task is completed, if I go back to the studio, it will automatically resume. Okay, and then it will run the automation. So the automation has run and it has shown me, hello Rakesh, warm welcome to you. Be honored to have you as a special guest. So whatever exactly we wanted the agent to do, it has done the job. So with this simple example, you have learned how to use all these options, starting from system prompt, user prompt, tools, context, and escalations. Right? You should feel confident now because you have learned how to use them in a very, very basic way to use them so that you understood the concept, how it works. One more small test we would do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reject this time. Let's see what happens. I'm going to hit on test on cloud. The values would remain the same. Okay, let's wait. Provisioning resources. Now it's running. It should create a action for us because the guest is special. So it has created an action. So I'll go to the action center. This time instead of approve, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit on reject. Okay. This is pending. Let it load. So it has loaded. So let's say, okay, this Rakesh is some different Rakesh. I'm going to reject it as a human. Okay. The moment I hit on reject, let's see, and I'm going to hit on complete. Now I'll go back to the agent builder. It should suspend its work. You see, this time I got a very normal message. Hello Rakesh, how are you? So you see how the entire thing has functioned. So this is one simple example we have taken, and now we have ran through all these options with a lot of examples we have seen. Okay, so the next thing is, right now you have built everything and you might be looking to publish this. But are you done? The question is, are you done? Have you evaluated whether your agent is performing well? So for this, there is a very important section on the left hand side in the Explorer. Under the definition, you have something called evaluation sets, and the other one is called evaluators. So if you click on evaluation sets, this is how it appears. If you click on evaluators, this is how it appears. So what are these two things? Let's understand. Now let's see what are evaluation sets. Evaluation sets are like test papers. You give it to your agent to see how well it performs. They help you check few things. Did the agent give the right answer? It's like a testing an agent. An AI agent, you're testing whether whatever you have designed it for, is it working all the time or not? Did the agent give the right answer? Is the output accurate, useful, and similar to what we have expected? Can it handle different types of inputs? Normal, tricky, edge cases. Can it handle them? This helps you measure and improve your agent's performance before putting it in real use. So this is what is called evaluation sets. In simple way, if you have to remember, simply say test papers for the agent. Now, what are evaluators? You have given a test paper, but who would evaluate whether whatever the agent did is right or wrong? So evaluators are nothing but the judges or the panelists, the judges that score your agent's answer. And who could be the judges? Here are the list. It could be an LLM as a judge. Smart, flexible scoring understands meaning, not just exact match. Whatever it'll understand the meaning also. So you can generally, this is the default judge in the agent builder. LLM as a judge is the default judge. So you can have this as your judge to evaluate what agent has done, whether they were right or wrong. It will give some scores to it. And the next one is exact match. Scores only if output is exactly correct. The sentence and wordings and everything has to be correct. Then only it will give a score. Otherwise, it will fail it. JSON similarity checks if the structure and values are close. These are the three different ways. But here in this use case, I am going to use the LLM as a judge and show you how it works. For this, let's hit on evaluation sets. And then here you have a button called create new. I'm going to hit on create new. By default, it is going to write a name to it, and this is the page you would be landing onto. If you go one step back to this is how it will appear. If you want to come into the evaluation, simply click on it. Here you have a small button called add to set. You have to click on add to set. Once you click on it, it will ask, okay, you have to give some questions to it for the agent to go through. So here what I will do, I'll take a name called Rakesh. The customer name is Rakesh. This is the evaluation name, and the language, let's say English, and the output. What is the expected output? So for that, we have written one thing on the notepad, right? This notepad. So I'm going to copy this, okay, and I'm going to go back, and here I'm going to right click and paste. Okay, sorry, something else has got copied. I have to use a backspace. Okay, anyways, let me try copy it, right click and try to paste it. Okay, event is exceptional, so this is what it is. Yeah, correct. I'm going to save this is one test case I'm providing and seeing whether the agent, you can give different ones. Then I'm going to add one more thing, and I will name it as, let's say, Deepak. Customer name is Deepak, and language is, let's say, keep it English, and the expected output should be like this. I'm going to copy it, I'm going to right click, I'm going to paste it. Okay, memorable, ending with truly memorable. Yeah, truly memorable. Yeah, this is the second test case. So yeah, I'm providing this evaluation set, and we will see how the output comes. Let's create one more. Let's say Ramesh. Okay, so or let's say Vivek, customer name Vivek, language English. The expected output is how it was. I don't remember exactly, so let me write something. Hello Vivek, how are you? Okay, and I'm going to save it, so you can put it for different languages also. Now for the time being, I've created 3 different evaluation sets. Let's go one step back. Now if you go one step back, here you see something called run evaluation set. Click on run evaluation set. Now who is evaluating this? The judge. The LLM judge is actually evaluating it, so it has started. You will not see any action center things happening. It will simply see what is the output the agent is giving. It will try to review that. Okay, so three evaluations. A few seconds ago, three evaluations completed. Evaluation started successfully. Okay, so it is completed. Now, if you click on view details, these are your evaluation data and these were the expected output. If you go to results, if you click on results, here you see it got completed. Execution time, this much it took. Now let's see what happened. What is the output? Okay, so go to evaluation sets and view all results. There's something called view all results. Just click on it. Now if you see in the results, started a minute ago, status completed, execution time this much. I'm going to run the evaluation once again because it did not show me the score a few seconds ago with three evaluations. View all results. Okay, somehow it's not showing me the evaluation. Let's do one thing. Let's go to evaluation sets and I'm going to create a new evaluation set. Okay, and let's add few data. For example, Vidya, customer name Vidya, language. I'll keep it English because I don't know what to type the output. So I'll simply say hello Vidya, how are you? Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm going to add one more set. I will say I'm not getting names. Let's say Rahul, customer name Rahul, language English, content hello Rahul, how are you? Okay, save. Let's add one more set. I will use my name Rakesh. Some special guest would have a special message. You can do it for different languages also. Let's open the notepad and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to paste and I'm going to hit on save. So I've created another new evaluation set. Okay, and saved. Now the result is nothing. I'll go one step back and I'm going to run the set 3, run evaluation set 3. Let's see what happens. Started successfully. Okay, evaluation executed 2 out of 3. Okay, the third one it's evaluating. Okay, so now you see it gave a score for first. The second one it did not give a score because before prior this I was doing the test with the same data. I think that was the reason, but this is how it will appear. It will give you the results. So it has scored 100%. That means my agent is working perfectly fine. All I will do, I'll click on view all results. If you go here, it gives you a default evaluator score of 100% I got. Okay, good. So this is how, let me also check this set to. Okay, here it's saying NA because I had used it last time, deleted and recreated, that's why. But here if you see the evaluation set, it is showing 100% score. That means my agent is working perfectly fine. So now there are actually, we have learned a lot of things and I'm pretty sure if I continue the video would go long and long, but definitely no, I have covered a lot of areas for you to work on. So this is a simple example. Always start with a very simple example, try it out, understand the concept, then your things would be easy. Any complex use case also comes, you know how to adapt, right? So this is what we have done so far. We have learned all the important concepts. Still, if you have any questions, please do type it in the comment section and also do let me know how was this entire training. Okay, you and me have spent a lot of time now to learn this new thing, and comment me and let me know how was the entire learning for you. Was it helpful? What are the other things you would like to see in the upcoming videos? Thank you for watching. Let's meet once again in the next content.